my name is Mike, and you're watching the Seaboard Central.
Welcome back, everyone. This is the August 2018 Seaboard Central layout update. And I've managed to do a lot this month, so let's get started. What you're looking at is one of the first locomotives I ever painted up into a Seaboard Central scheme. This was one I did way back over 20 years ago. And I changed it up a little bit. It's an old Atlas engine that I don't run anymore. It's an old DC engine, and now I've got it designated as just an engine that's sitting back in storage, used for spare parts to keep the other locomotives running. I renumbered it. It used to be number 170, and it used to have actual yellow lettering. I changed the lettering to modernize it. I also changed the number to 1990. Because that was the first year of operation for the Seaboard Central. It was 1990. It's actually when I came up with the idea for the Seaboard Central. And over the years, my layout has taken many different forms, and the one I'm working on right now is the latest, and it definitely won't be the last. So I weathered this engine up using pastel powders and artist oils, and even lighten the paint up with an airbrush with some dull coat with a little bit of white mixed in, and you can see it's just rusting it away. And I got it sitting on this old ballast pit spur. This next box car is an Atlas Trainman car. Actually, I've got it track cleaning pad underneath it, and I just used it to pull around the layout to clean the tracks. I did weather this one up. It used to be a BNSF car. It's been changed to Seaboard Central. It's just using maintenance away service, and you can see where it's starting to rust. And then I tackled a couple of more Atlas Trainman cars. These were Herzog cars. And so I lightened them up with an airbrush and added some artist oils and pan pastels. And you can see the interiors of the cars. Actually did something to that, make them look older and dirty, and they've been used, and they're sitting on the spur. I also detailed the spur with a lot of miniature grass tufts, and I took some old spare parts, cut up some truck side frames, added some northeastern scale lumber HO scale cross ties that I stained and weathered. So it's definitely adds to the character of this track. I also added some more grass tufts around the ballast pit that's no longer being used. And you can see the two Athearn old blue box quad hoppers. Those are the cars that I've used to drop ballast before, since they have operating doors. And I lightened them up with the airbrush and added some oils and pan pastels to those. And this Atlas caboose that was painted for BNSF is now lettered for Seaboard Central. Also blocked out the windows with some styrene. Gave it the same treatment, lightened the paint up with the airbrush and added the artist oils and pan pastels. And here's the oils that I use, raw umber and burnt umber. They do great for doing the weathering on the, especially on the roof and on the sides of the cars, and you can take a little bit of turpentine to thin it out and give it a try. It's very forgiving and you can get some pretty good results. And this is the old ballast spur track. Next up, I made an old shed. I was going to make an office building here, but I thought a storage shed actually made more sense. And just made this out of a pipe stuff kit. I built it on, you can see it's, I built it up with a concrete pad and block wall around it. This is the truck unloading side, and you can could actually spot a rail car up here and unload it. Not that they ever would, but you could. Added some downspouts to it and also the shop building. In addition to the gutters and downspouts, I also added the Safety First logo on the front. You can see the platform to work on the locomotives in between the tracks. Just went to a train show with my two nephews, and there you saw at the beginning of the video, and I picked up some vehicles, and I still need a lot more vehicles for the layout, but there's two brand new ones for the shop workers. And lastly, I finished up these CN boxcars. This side of the cars actually has what the prototype has. I've tried to copy the graffiti and the weathering pattern on the cars. And then I found another CN boxcar just like these out in the yard that had some interesting graffiti. So I changed these up on the back sides and did those like this. So I like how it turned out. So these are ready to go into service. And we'll finish up this month's layout update, and we'll see train G55 leaving the shop area. Here we see G55's engines. Seaboard Central SD40-2's 3013 and 3014 just finished fueling and sanding. They're ready to leave the shop area. They got a fresh crew on board. And they're going to head out to the yard to get their train. G55 takes cars from Griffin up to Noonan, Georgia, and works industries in Sonoya and Noonan. Here we catch train G55's engines running through South Yard Track 4. We can see the rear of their train with a flag in South Yard Track 1. After coupling up, we'll stretch it out. Make sure the coupling's made. It's a good coupling. Now the conductor can knock the brakes off. Air the car's up, ready to do a brake test before we get out of town. With the track authority in place and permission to enter the main, G55 is ready to roll. Let's catch it as it leaves town. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next month on Seaboard Central.